need to be doused in designer fragrances or bathed in colognes in order to smell good and feel sexy. In today's video, I am going to be sharing with you simple tips that can help keep body odor at bay and leave you smelling delicious, sexy, feminine, and unique. And this is all with very minimal effort. If that's something you're looking forward to, then keep on watching. Hello lovelies, welcome and welcome back to UZL TV. I hope you guys are doing great. For those of you who might just be joining me for the first time, you're welcome here. My name is UZL, aka Advocate for Positivity, and on this platform I love to talk about natural DIYs, feminine hygiene, positive thinking, and of course a general lifestyle balance. So if that's something that interests you, why don't you hit that love button over there, subscribe, join the family, and turn on bell notifications so that you are notified anytime I have new uploads. Now let's get into today's topic because you already know why you are here. But before we move ahead, if you do have an acute breath or body odor and nothing seems to be working for you, it is advisable that you visit a doctor to check for underlying health issues. So first things first, what is body odor? It is an unpleasant smell our bodies give off when we have bacteria residing on our skin, and in fact, simply, it is actually the result of bacteria breaking down protein on our skin, and it breaks it down into different acids, and so that's why there are different body odors based on different persons. What are the causes? What are the major causes of body odor? It could be as a result of poor hygiene, it could be hereditary. Most of the sweat glands are found in the intimate areas of the body, and so it is always advisable that you pay extra care to your body in order to avoid having body odor. So the first tip, let's get straight into the tips, and I have my notes here because I want to be thorough as possible, but at the same time just deliver value in the shortest amount of time. So the first tip I have to give to you is to drink a lot of water. If you did watch my previous video where I talked about how to taste good, smell good, and taste good down there, you would get to know why I'm talking about water as my first tip of the day. If you haven't watched it, please go ahead and check it out. You would find tons of value watching that video because I went real deep into details. In today's video, we are not going to focus mainly down there. This is like a general body hygiene we're talking about. So the first tip is that you need to drink lots of water. The benefit of drinking water is that it flushes toxins off the body, it purifies, it detoxifies, and so if you're not drinking enough fluid, you're not releasing those toxins. And how do we release those toxins from our body? Through sweat, through urination. Yeah, so those are the ways that you release those toxins off the body. Now, how do you know the quantity of water you drink in a day? Don't quote me on this, but I do think that it is measured based on your body mass index or based on your weight as to identify the amount of water you need to drink. A lot of people will say drink 8 glasses of water, drink a gallon, drink half gallon. It's not one size fits all. You need to know what is actually required for your body. I know drinking water could be a little bit boring for some people, especially myself, so I devised the way to encourage myself to drink lots of water during the day. And one of the ways that I do that is to infuse my water with lemon or with strawberry or something really tasty and enticing, so that it helps me, it motivates me to drink water. However you want to do it anyway, but this is what works for me. Make sure you drink and you load up on your daily fluid intake. Not only does it flush out toxins, with that you have glowing skin, you have a better general healthy body and system. The next tip is that you need to maintain a personal hygiene routine. It's not just any day like I have to do this or just here and there. You need to know what you are doing. If you are to wax or to shave twice in a month, you know that you are doing that twice in a month. And so it's important that you know what works for you and stick to a routine. You also need a shower routine. Do you shower twice a day or once a day? Twice a day is ideal, especially if you're working out or you sweat a lot. It's important that you always shower to wash off, because sweat is one one of the ways bacteria begin to settle on your skin. And so it's important, especially after working out. There is no set rule to it, but make sure that you shower daily. If it is once a day that works for you, have something as a backup that would help you keep clean and fresh. This does not necessarily tie down to body odor, but it's just a way of keeping the skin moisturized and keeping the skin supple. And it's by moisturizing right after you come out of the shower. Having a little bit of water on your body and then moisturizing helps to seal in moisture on the skin, makes you feel fresh, hydrated, and your skin looks good too. So instead of spritzing yourself with colognes and all that, I would rather say just go in with a moisturizer. And let me also tell you something, that's an area we ladies get it wrong. We think because we want to entice our guy, our man, our partner, we think that we need to do the extraordinary. Guys are very simple persons, okay? If they like you, they like you. If they love you, they love you. You can sprinkle you can spray all the colognes and all the perfumes in the world. It might even put him off, but your natural scent might be the enticing thing that he likes about you. So okay, don't be caught up in trend. Don't think that what person A is doing has to be what you need to be doing. I tell you, when you develop your own system and you know that it works for you, when the right person comes, he will definitely appreciate you the way you are. And of course, there are times when you might not be smelling your best. It's even a time to tease each other, crack a joke, and have a life. Don't make your life too calculated, okay? It takes the fun away from it. But that does not mean that you stop taking care of yourself. The essence of this video is that you identify areas that you might be lacking, make amends, take care of yourself. But again, you need to exude that confidence that you are beautiful and you smell good regardless. Okay, alrighty, so let's move on to the next point. The other thing I want to talk about is on deodorants. There are so many deodorants out there, antiperspirant, that contains aluminum and all that stuff. They are not good for you. All you need to do is just cut a lemon in half, and when you get into the bathroom, you have to scrub your underarms. When you have scrubbed your underarm, you rinse off the lather, and then you go ahead with your lemon. Take your time and massage the lemon in there, and go ahead and scrub the other areas of your body. Do what you need to do, and then finally just have water rinse over. You can still go ahead with the other half of the lemon and keep massaging, and by the time you're done showering and you come out of the bathroom, you find out that for the whole day you're gonna smell fresh without even deodorants. Okay, so that's like the old school trick, and if it worked for our forefathers, our foremothers in those days, it definitely would still work for us today. But it's okay if you want to add deodorants, but be careful of the ingredients that are in there. Any antiperspirant, anything that is going to stop you from sweating, you just need to discontinue use, because the body is naturally created that we sweat, right? So when you stop the natural occurrence of what happens in the body, it's deposited somewhere, and so the sweats that you are not seeing on your body, what happens is going down to your breast, and those are some of the causes of breast cancer. So it's always better to play safe. These things are not very expensive, and then it's causing you harm. And so the one that I use whenever I feel like using deodorants, because to be honest with you, I don't use deodorants all day. With my lemon, I am fine, okay? With drinking a lot of water, I am fine. But then for some persons who just cannot, okay, this is what we use over here in my family. It does not contain aluminium salt or whatever. The ingredients are very simple. You can easily see what is there. It contains aloe barbadensis, which is aloe vera gel, and it also contains a little bit of fragrance. It's like a stick. I actually discouraged my husband from using what was out there, and ever since he started using this, he fell in love with it. I'm going to leave links in the description box if you are interested in this. So still under personal hygiene, using real tough sponges is one way. I have one here, I got this from Amazon. I'm also going to link it down here if you are interested. This is another way of exfoliation. Okay, so you can either decide to use a cloth. I think it's an Asian sponge or whatever. I'm not so sure. I'm going to leave links in the description box. Another way you can exfoliate is by just mixing homemade stuff like your sugar or your salt and mixing it with lemon and a little bit of coconut oil and just apply on your skin, or you scrub your skin. And then the last method I like to exfoliate is using a black soap, and I like to use it even with this. What happens is that I lather my skin with the black soap and I go in with a sponge like this, and then I exfoliate. It helps get rid of dead skin. So exfoliation is really important. You don't need to skip on that, especially as ladies. Something I forgot to mention, especially during showering. When you shower, it's important that you pay close attention to areas we often neglect. Areas like the back of the ears, even the inner corners of your ears here. Put in your sponge or your hands in there. Yes, you can also use a cotton bud to clean your ears, but when you're showering and you have water and a little bit of soap, it's always easier to also go in there. Now you can raise up your boobs. For some of us that it has, make sure that you clean down there, and even down there on the sides you need to really clean there. I'm not saying you should scrub, and I'm not saying you should put soap there, but make sure that you are cleaning that area, your elbow area, and all of those areas that you think you might have folds. Even as some of us, especially for our thick ladies, you can raise your stomach or your belly up and wash those areas. Just go in there, wash your body very well, because those are areas that we often neglect, but dirt and germs, bacteria, all of them can reside there, so there is no room for them to stay there. You just need to wash it off. Now let's talk about our breath. Recommendations are that you should brush your mouth after every meal, but let's be realistic here. If you eat 3 times in a day, I'm not going to brush my mouth 3 times in a day. But something that is really important that we need to be doing is to floss. After each meal, it's important that you floss your mouth, and you can always use water to squish your mouth and clean it up. You can choose some few leaves of mint if you have it handy, or any mint chewing gum or something, just to freshen up your breath right after eating. That way you tend to combat any mouth odor. But it's also important that you maintain a good oral hygiene. You ought to brush twice in a day, once in the morning and once at night. If you chew an apple a night before you go to bed, your breath smells good the next day. So that's one hack you should try. When you are also choosing your toothpaste, it's advisable that you choose a non-fluoride toothpaste. I've been on a non-fluoride toothpaste for years and I feel so great. And actually the one I use is from also this company where I get my deodorant. So a lot of the things there are natural, organic. It says here no fluoride, but with aloe vera and with bee propolis, and so it's a natural mint flavored toothpaste and I like it. So I'm gonna also leave links there for anyone who might be interested. Another way to maintain good breath is to avoid sugary intake, especially at night. Please try as much as possible to avoid it at night, because what happens is that sugar creates bacteria, especially in the mouth, in the gums, and if you don't even brush at night, oh my gosh, it is deadly. So avoid sugar intake. Very last thing I'm going to touch on is laundry. Ladies, you need to wash your dresses frequently. I don't see a reason why you should repeat your clothes. You should be on repeat when you haven't washed it. I hope you get me right. I'm not saying don't repeat your clothes, but it needs to be washed. Oh, not to even talk about your inner wears. What you can do to protect your clothes or to amplify the hygienic situation of your clothes is to add things like baking soda or few drops of essential oils into your washing machine. And when you wash your clothes, it comes out smelling just clean. Okay, it just comes out smelling good. And now when you top up with your fragrance, it is a little bit, it takes you to another level. You smell good, you smell clean, you smell fresh. Okay, so that leads me to the next tip, which is probably maybe my last tip, and that is to use fragrances. Contrary to what people used to think in the past, that fragrances is just a way of hiding body odor and all that. In my case, or in this case, or in today's world, I don't think fragrances should be seen with such connotations. It is actually just a way of elevating your mood, it's just a way of elevating your outfit. Usually I like to tell ladies, don't settle for cheap fragrances, because what happens is that it makes you smell cheap. Choose a fragrance that you think suits your own personality. For me as a person, I love to smell exceptional. I don't like to smell like every other person out there. Okay, so I always get compliments with my fragrances. For my ladies who do not want to spend so much, I recommend the Chanel Chance. Chanel Chance, not Chance. Chanel Chance. This is the green one. Okay, you can see that I've done a little dent there. This is just feminine. This is just soft. This is sexy. Honey, how does this smell?
Smells good.
Yes. This one is, this is just amazing. This just gives you that minimal, effortless, sexy, oh, clean girl vibe. You're just going to smell so good. Yeah, so you can tell from the color, it's green, so it's more of a clean scent, right? Not clean in the sense of the ingredients, not that clean, but like you get to smell fresh. I think that's what it is. Yes, that's what it is. It's one thing I like to do is to spray my perfume and then walk right under it, and so it rests on my head and on my body, on my clothes. And so it's not as though I sprayed fragrance like on the pulse points, which you can do, nothing wrong with that. But what I'm saying is that sometimes, especially when you're home, you just want to smell good, but you don't want to go in with too much fragrances. I just spray it and then walk right under it, and it just settles on me, and I just feel good. It makes me smell good all day. Okay, so that's for my ladies on a tight budget. I know this might seem a little bit expensive too, even though I'm recommending it for ladies on a tight budget, but this is the 150 ml. You can go with the 50 ml, or I think a 75 or 100 ml, I don't know. You can go with a smaller bottle. Now to my ladies who do not mind to splurge, and I say that with capital letter, splurge. This is one other fragrance that I have that is a beast. Okay, and actually this is the latest in my collection, and that is the Baccarat Rouge 540. This is by Maison Francis Cardigan. This fragrance will just make you smell good with very minimal effort. For your personal upliftment, this is one, if you can afford it, I would say go for it. I think this is beast mode smelling good. One application at the start of your day can last you throughout. It just exudes elegance. Notice that I did not talk about Victoria's Secret and you just want to be unique, right? And you want to smell different. But again, the most important thing is the personal hygiene. If you get the personal hygiene right, these other ones are just additions. It's just icing on the cake. I hope you did find today's video interesting. I hope you've learned one or two things. If you did, let me know in the comment section. Also, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so that you are notified whenever I have new uploads. Okay, lovelies, okay, ladies, until I come your way next time, keep loving, keep serving, and keep staying positive. Bye for now.
No telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights.